Alright, so I'm going to be explaining quadratic formula. A few vocab terms that apply to this would be the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis on a graph, as well as y-axis, which is kind of the x-axis's counterpart, which is the vertical axis on a graph. Quadratics, which is the expression in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. The quadratic formula is if ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 and a does not equal 0, then x must be negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2 times a. And for text, the point on the graph at which you start, which is represented by the first x and y values that you get. Alright, so I'm going to do two different equations with quadratic formula, both relatively the same, but just another example. So first you're going to take this negative 4, and that's going to be your a. You have to make 1 and a, the x squared, 1 and a, the just x, a b, and the constant term a c. By the way, this is the quadratic term, the linear term, and the constant term. So the a would be the negative 4, and then the b is going to be your linear term, which would be the 8, and your c will be the constant term, which is the negative 11. So you're going to take that and plug it into the equation, which I'm going to put up here, just the generic, which is like in the quadratic formula definition, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So you're going to plug that into that equation. So it's going to be x equals negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 8 squared minus 4 times negative 4 times negative 1 over 2 times negative 4. So first I like to just make this whatever, I like to combine that and make that the negative, and then I like to get this side, the square, and combine this side. So it's this number minus or plus this number, and then combine the bottom. So x equals, you would distribute this negative, so it'd be negative 8 plus or minus square root, and then 8 squared is 64, so the square root of 64, and then it's 4 times 4, which is, well, negative 4 times negative 4, which is positive 16, times negative 1, so that'd be negative 16. So that'd be the square root of 64 minus 16, and then 2 times negative 4 would be negative 8, so over negative 8. Next, I'd like to combine these two terms. So, because I like to break mine down in as many steps as possible so I can locate a mistake if I need to. So negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 48, I believe. And then over negative 8 still. So after that, you're going to see if any perfect squares go into this number here. If not, then this would be your final answer. If it does, then you must break it down. So I have to think about this one, but so first we're gonna see if 4 goes into 48, which I'm just gonna use my calculator for time reasons. So 48 divided by 4 equals 12. Okay. So you're gonna have to break this down. You're gonna have to break this down. So it's gonna be x equals negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 4 times 12, which would be 48.